Today we're going to be tying a Mayfly nymph with a wire woven body today. It's on a Temco 2457 or 2488 style hook, stud hook. So we're going to start the thread approximately 1 eye length behind the eye and wrap back to the bend. Get rid of our tag end, clean up a little bit here, and continue wrapping on down about a third of the way down the bend. And then we're going to put in some pheasant tail for the tails on the fly. Probably 3 or 4. Trout don't seem to mind if you have an extra 1 or 2 fibers in the tail, but so we're just going to stick in 2 at this time. Make a couple of loose wraps, and then we can pull and adjust the tail to approximately one hook gap length for the tail. Then if we wrap back up, sort of wide spiral wraps, back up to the tie-in point, and then bend this back over, come back down the body again, just building up a little bit of the body, and then when you're tying a woven nymph, you want the darkest color on the back side of the hook. We're using UTC ultra wire, BR and olive as the top color. We're going to just tie that in, take it over to the back of the hook, then we're going to go forward, trying to keep that wire on the back side of the shank. And then for the bottom color, we're going to be using again ultra wire, UTC, and chartreuse. Both of these are BR or brassy size. And then we just want to tie this in and come back down the front of the body. And as we get close to the tail part here, we just bring everything together. Then we can wrap back up the body and create a nice smooth body. Then go back up to the front, and we're going to tie in some tinsel, silver tinsel, up at the front of the fly. Use a pinch wrap, and then 1 wrap over it. We can pull that back, and then just tie it down the top of the abdominal area back to the tail, and then we bring our thread back to the front, back to the tie-in point. And we're going to wrap the tinsel around the body, and touching wraps. We're going to cover all of the abdominal area here. Gets a little crowded with 3 bobbins hanging down, but it's all workable. So we want to take the silver tinsel back to our tie-in point. We're going to make 1 wrap behind it, 1 wrap in front, and then the 3rd wrap behind, and then cut our tinsel off. We can tidy up here just a tiny bit, and then take and tie off the thread with a couple of whip finishes. And then to actually start the weave, I like to turn the vise about 45 to 90 degrees to myself, so that I can see either the top or the bottom, whichever one I'm more interested in. I normally leave about an inch and a quarter of wire out of the bobbins I'm using, but the black goes over the top. The chartreuse, or the lighter color, goes over the top of the black wire under the body and up on the other side. Then the black wire goes back across the body, and the chartreuse traps that wire coming around it. Goes back under the body. The dark comes back over the top. We want to push these to the back as much as you can. And just continue this wrap until you have the body completed. So it's the dark over the top, the chartreuse or the light color goes underneath, the chartreuse wraps around the black wire, or the top wire. The top wire goes back across, the chartreuse goes around the black wire again, and you just continue this until you reach the point where you want to stop. I find that this wire breaks pretty easy, so it's better to let the wire unspool it rather than trying to pull it off. But I have had some of these break on us, and you just have to start over. I like using the bobbins because it gives a little weight in case you have to stop here for a second. But after you reach your tie-in point, if you just take and wrap either color around the body once or twice, then you can use like a helicopter technique and spin the wire off. If you look at the body, we have if you can see that, it's a nice green underbody. Bring that out just a little bit. A nice green underbody, and the top is a darker color. We're going to restart our thread now at about the 60, 65, 70% point, and make the abdominal area. We're going to take about 8 pheasant tail fibers and tie those in as our wing case. We want the shiny side to be down. We're going to measure these against the tail. We're going to go from the tail up to the tie-in point, and using a pinch wrap we can tie this tail in, or the wing bud. But if you notice that it comes back and is equal to the tail, it stops some guesswork about how long to make the legs and everything. But clip off the excess, and then if we take 2 or 3 peacock herl off of out of your stack or whatever you have, we want to clip off about 1 inch or so of the weak part of the front of the herl, and we're just going to tie that in. Use a pinch wrap, one turn around it, and then you can come back over it. Loose wraps, and you can tie that all down. And what I like to do is bring the thread to the back, and then we're going to make sort of a rope with the thread and the peacock herl. Gives the peacock herl a little bit of strength so that it doesn't break up quite as easy. And we're just going to make a couple of turns over this, create a area that's probably twice the diameter of the body that you've just made, and pull that back out. And again, we want to make a wrap behind, a wrap in front, and then a wrap in back, just to capture all of that, and then cut off the excess. Then if you take the wing case, bring that over the front, use your thumb to hold it down, little pinch wrap. Oops, missed in there. Not cooperating this morning. But once you get that tied down, just pull it tight, a couple of wraps, and then use your thumb to force these tips back, and then pull 3 or 4 back to the back towards the bend. Try to split them evenly. And you also need to pull that tight so that the wing case is in there tight. Then get at least 3 on the near side, and we're going to take a couple of wraps around that, and then we're going to grab 3 from the for the far side, and take a turn around there, and then the front 2 we're just going to clip off and pull that back, and basically is the finished fly. Just have to whip finish it here. Get my leg back out of the way. And about 3 turns, and then tie it off, and another 3 turns to lock everything in. And we should be finished. So clip off the extra stuff here. But by measuring the wing case against the tail, you see that the legs come out just about right. They're back about mid-body. We have our legs on each side, nice fat abdominal area, and there's the finished fly. Normally fish this as a point fly, or like for check nymphing, some type of small indicator, a couple of flies above it. Just a dead drift, let it tumble down through the bottom of the river stream, riverbed, and should take a trout for you. Any questions? See us at the meeting. Thanks.